Okay, welcome to another edition of Fantasy Dream Homes, and today we are headed to Louisville, Kentucky, and we're going to stop right there. So here is the state of Kentucky right here, and there you have Indiana and Louisville, and it's not pronounced Louisville, and it's not pronounced Louisville. If you talk to most of the locals, they will tell you Louisville, and I know that because I lived in Indianapolis for quite a while, and it's just about 2.5 hours south of Indianapolis. And I actually got engaged at Louisville. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But you can see that it's separated by a river, and that's the Ohio River right here. And we come in really close here. There used to be a lot of rapids right in here, and you can actually see all this land right here. This was dug up by the Army Corps of Engineers, and they made this into locks for boats to get through smoothly, because this used to be quite rough. And I've got a map here I'm going to show you real quick. And this is the map of the Ohio River at Louisville right before. And you can see that these rapids right in here, there was no getting by them. You were going to hit that. And I know that I read some accounts that something like between 5 and 10 boats were lost each year. And they called them the Falls of Ohio. And really, they weren't falls, they were rapids. But apparently, the river descends in about a period of 1.5 miles along here. You're going to go down about 30 feet in that 1.5 miles. And depending on the time of year you cross, it can be, quite treacherous. So that's why they built the Army Corps of Engineers built these locks in here to make it super smooth so people don't have to worry about that anymore. So Louisville is a city of about 617,000 people, I believe. And it sits in what's known as the northern area, the northern portion of the Bluegrass region. The Bluegrass region, it's made up of generally rolling hills and soil that is highly fertile for growing pasture. And when I say pasture, we're talking about for equine, for horses. And since the antebellum years, that would be after the Civil War, the region has been a center for breeding quality livestock, especially thoroughbred racehorses. And bluegrass is a common name given in the United States for grass of the Poa genus, the most famous being Kentucky bluegrass. And it is one of the types of grasses of which horses prefer. Golf course managers, I believe, cannot stand bluegrass. They consider it a weed, and it's apparently very invasive, and they're trying to get rid of it all the time. But horses love to dine on bluegrass. And one of my favorite horses, and I told you I'd tell you a little bit about it. Let's go in a little closer here. Right here. This Louisville is home to Churchill Downs, and Churchill Downs is where the annual running of the Kentucky Derby is. It is the biggest horse race that happens, I believe, on May Day in every May. Although this year, and the reason we're featuring Louisville this weekend, it was delayed because of the pandemic, and it was held in September. So we just had the running of the Kentucky Derby. And Riva Ridge was the first horse I ever took note of. And what you don't know is that if it weren't for Riva Ridge, you probably would not have Secretariat. And yet the Disney movie Secretariat said nothing about Riva Ridge, which was a travesty in my opinion. But I'm not going to go into the long story, but I got it in the show notes how Riva Ridge led to Secretariat. It's a very interesting story. Okay, so we're going to keep going here. The tourist site that we're going to be using, it is gotolouisville.com. So we'll have all the information you need for traveling. website we're going to be using for real estate is our old friend Zillow. And we're going to get started with our first house, which is going for almost $2.4 million. Now get this, it's 12 bedrooms, 22 bathrooms, 29,537 square feet. And you're saying, well, how can that be? That's just not even possible. Well, when you read in the description, you'll find out that there are a couple buildings behind this house that serve now as offices. They're really not part of the house, and they're offices for entrepreneurs. And so that's where a lot of that square footage comes from. But let's keep moving on. It's sitting on 0.92 acres of land. It was built in 1899. So let's take a look inside. This house is pretty amazing. So let's check out this first fantasy dream home. Our second fantasy dream home is going for $3.3 million. It's 4 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a little over 8,800 square feet. It's sitting on a lot that's 5 acres in land, and it was built in the year 2001. Let's take a virtual tour of this next home. So I'd like to take a minute and just show you something I think you would really be interested in. If you like the YouTube channel Fantasy Dream Homes, I think you're really going to like the Pinterest page of ours, Fantasy Dream Homes by the same name. You can find it here, right up here. Here's the address, the URL address, pinterest.com/Fantasy Dream Homes. And if you scroll down here and we go to our boards page, you will see boards that if you like looking at luxury homes, you're going to love this Pinterest page. We have everything from magnificent master bedrooms to ultimate master bathrooms, luxury dressing rooms, kitchen ideas for luxury homes, butler's pantry, cozy nooks and alcoves, reading rooms, grand entryways, fantastic fireplaces. We also look at luxury appliances, and we look at plumbing fixtures, and we look at lighting, and we look at staircases, swimming pools, and flooring, furniture, anything you would see in a luxury home. This is the place to go. And if you want, like, say for example, you click into architectural styles of homes, okay, you actually can see all the different, we've separated all the major categories of homes: log cabins, contemporary style, craftsman, Queen Anne, Greek Revival, Tudor, Victorian. So there's something for almost everybody who's interested in home architecture or luxury homes. So we invite you to please visit our Pinterest page, and we'd like you to follow us on Pinterest. And we hope to see you on our Pinterest page. Thanks a lot. And our final fantasy dream home of the day is going for almost $3.6 million. It's 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, over 8,700 square feet, sitting on 6.7 acres of land, built in 1998. Let's check out this Final Fantasy dream home. Well, that about wraps up another edition of Fantasy Dream Homes. We hope you enjoyed touring Louisville and hope you enjoyed touring those homes. We look forward to seeing you here next time here on Fantasy Dream Homes. And in the meantime, we hope you stay safe out there, everybody. Keep smiling. Take care. Bye-bye.